there all YouTubers. Today I'll be making some not so short ribs. I got a whole section here of beef short ribs. Went to my local butcher shop. They get them in the whole section. Normally you'll see short ribs, they'll cut them down like this. This is the whole piece. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to clean a little bit of this fat up. Get the membrane off the back. I'm going to season it with some Traeger Prime Rib Rub and about 8 black peppercorns. I'll put them in the spice grinder. Put some olive oil on it. Get that Traeger rub on there, and it's going to go into the refrigerator for about an hour or two while I set up the pit. Alright, let me get this cleaned up. Okay, so as you can see, I removed this big strip of silver skin here. You can't eat that. You got to get it off. Your rub isn't going to penetrate, and now we have nice clean piece. Nice meat there. It'll be able to accept the rub and all the flavoring. So, got to get that silver skin off. Okay, and for the back side, I was able to get the membrane off once again. So the meat accepts the rub. You want to get that membrane off. Rub is not going to penetrate that, and I don't want to eat that either. Okay, so now that I have the not so short ribs all seasoned up, that Traeger Prime Rib Rub, it's going into the refrigerator for about an hour till I could set up that pit. So, what do I do when it's cold and snowy, and I also want to watch my Pittsburgh Steelers play football today? I use my Traeger pellet grill. Rock on! Okay, so since I'm using my Traeger pellet grill, I'm not going to be getting that charcoal flavor that I like. So what I'm going to do to compensate for that is I'm going to add this Sure Shot Sid's gunpowder seasoning. I got this from my brother Leland over there at Holland Smoke Barbecue. And not only did he send me this, he sent me this badass heavy metal barbecue t-shirt that him and his wife Kathy put together for me. My first official YouTube channel t-shirt. It's badass, and I can't thank you guys enough. Okay, so the rib's been in the refrigerator for about an hour absorbing that salt, and the pit is coming up to temp, and now we're gonna give it a shot of this gunpowder seasoning. Alright, so I have them in the pit, and as you can see, I have them elevated on this cooling rack. It gets it a little bit higher up into the pit. I just think the smoke will wrap around the meat being up a little bit higher. I can't put it on the very top rack because it's too big of a piece of meat, but this cooling rack here, that'll give me the height that I want. So, alright. There it goes on smoke. We have the setting on smoke. We're going to go about 3 hours, 4 hours, until we see what it looks like. Alright, close it up and go watch some football. Okay, so after 2 hours on smoke, I'm going to turn it up to 225 here. take a quick look. Oh yeah, getting some nice color on there. Looking good. Okay, so we're at the 4-hour mark here. Got some nice color on there. Give them a turn. Getting some pullback right there on the meat. Probably about another 15 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and wrap them. I turned the temp up to 250. So that's where we're at right now, 250. Another 15 minutes, then I'm going to go and wrap them. Alright, so after 4 hours and 45 minutes, the temp is 162. Since this is a thick cut of beef, I'm going to be putting a probe in there to keep an eye on it. I'm going to be going for 200 degrees, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it, get it back on the pit. Alright, so we're wrapped nice and tight here. My temp is about 165. We're going to 200. I turned the Traeger up to 275. So we'll see how long this is going to take to get to 200. Well, while those not so short ribs are coming up to temp, I just want to take a minute to show you guys on my home page here my new favorite channel list. These guys are all great channels. They're just starting out. I remember when I was just starting out. Hey, I'm still starting out. But you guys need to check them out. I'll put a link down below. But yeah, if you guys could, go check them out. Alright, so after another hour and 15 minutes, we're at 201 degrees. I'll shut the pit off and I'll let those ribs rest in there for about a half an hour. Alright, so here we go. After 6.5 hours on the pit, let's slice it up. See what it looks like. After 20 minutes resting, there you have it. There you have it. Six and a half hours on the Traeger, half hour resting. As my man Big T would say, look at that juice. Look at that juice. How about that, Big T? I'm learning, brother. Thank you so much. There we are. Oh, this is just ridiculous good.
Oh my goodness. Forget about it.
Forget about it. This is so good. Get yourself some not so short ribs and just smoke them up, man. These are badass. It's so good. Alright, all my barbecue brothers out there, rock on!